What is up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to everyone's favorite video of the month. It's time for a reset. How is January already over, first of all? January just flew by, shockingly, because we're back in lockdown 2 years later. Well, good morning, hello, welcome to my February monthly reset. If you guys are new here, I film these monthly resets every single month to help us get back on track. We do some budgeting, we do some planning, we do some goal setting, we do some book wrap-ups. We're even gonna integrate a few new sections and segments into the video today. I'm so excited. I've got my frothy coffee with me. Guys, I'm having an iced Americano with cold foam because it's minus 32 outside today and I don't want to go to Starbucks. But I feel like I've done these for so long, it's literally been a year now, that I don't need to do these like long drawn out intros anymore. So let's just talk about January. Let's wrap her up real quick so we can throw her away and plan for February. January was a great month, honestly. An amazing month, I'd actually call it. It was probably one of my lowest spend months, honestly, and that's not like the reason it was a good month, but I was really intentional with my purchases. We saved a lot of money. It was a really good month overall. It really started the new year off well, but I don't want you guys to think that you guys have to have an amazing January to have an amazing 2022, because there are still 11 more months in the year. If you didn't get to starting on any of your 2022 goals or resolutions, that's completely okay. There's some that I didn't even get to this month. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to accomplish everything in January or even start to accomplish everything in January. There's still 11 months waiting for you. So yeah, January held some really big life changes, which is super exciting. I started grad school. I got my new job. We're gonna be part-time gals and full-time YouTubers in February. Like, what? We're just making all the changes. I am so excited to be able to like dedicate more time to YouTube, and I'm so excited. I'm also just so excited for my new job because it's like a bump in pay, it's a bump in title, it's a bump in responsibility. Like, I'm just so excited. And yeah, it's gonna be a really great month. So it was a good month financially. It was a good month professionally. I mean, mentally, it was like an okay month. I'm just kidding. It was a good month. We're in lockdown, but we're trying to make the most of it. I've been loving working out on my echelon. Yeah, honestly, the last few months, if you guys have been watching, you know that they've just been like really mediocre months. So I'm really glad that January, like full swing, was epic. And yeah, but let's jump into my goals. I like to switch up the order that I do these in, and I want to start this month with my goals. So the only thing is that you guys know I film these really early. So what I'm going to do this month is for anything that is like end of month goal, subscriber count, end of month AdSense, because obviously I have to film these a few days before the end of the month so that they can be up in time for you guys to plan your next month. For example, it's the 21st of January right now, and this is going up on January 27th. So I still have some time to accomplish some goals and make a bit more money and gain a few subscribers. So I'm going to fill them out in pencil, so you guys will notice I'm doing that differently. And yeah, let's jump into it. To open up my goal book and like obviously reflect on my January goals with you guys. But before I do, I almost forgot something really big I did in January that I wanted to share with you guys as maybe a way to inspire some of you guys. And I went back to therapy. I really just want to talk to you guys about it because maybe someone watching this is too scared to start or doesn't know where to start. And I've actually been using BetterHelp. You guys know how much I love them. I talk about them all the time. This video is actually sponsored by them, which thank you guys so much. I truly believe in using my platform to advocate for mental health and bettering yourself. And there's this assumption that you have to be like at the lowest low in your life in order to start therapy, and I really don't think that's the case. I feel like I'm in a good point in my life, but I don't think it's ever too late or too early to use therapy, and therapy can be a really great tool to keep living a healthy life. And so I just wanted to share a few reasons why I love BetterHelp. But yeah, therapy's been going great. I love my therapist. She is the sweetest and we really click really well. I love being able to interact with a therapist from my own home. That's a game changer for me, and that's why I love BetterHelp, because there's just nothing like fun about sitting in a waiting room, like twiddling your thumbs and waiting, and then going to sit on like someone else's couch and like talking about your feelings. It's just so much nicer and easier to open up from the comfort of your home, I think. And I love it because if you're not comfortable being on a video, you can just have a phone call, you can do a live chat with them. There's so many options. They truly tailor the experience to what you need. Quickly just fill out this survey and BetterHelp will assess your needs and then match you to a licensed therapist, and you'll be able to start communicating with them in under 48 hours, which is amazing. Here, it's not self-help, it's not a crisis line, it's therapy done securely online. Truly someone out there in BetterHelp's range of over 20,000 therapists for you. There's someone for everyone, people that cover certain issues, certain topics, certain struggles. Like, there's truly someone for everyone. I can't get over the range that they have. It's available worldwide, which is great. I live in Canada and I use BetterHelp myself. Also committed to finding the right match for you. So if at any point you don't feel like you click with your therapist, and that's completely normal, it might take a few times to find someone you really click with, they'll allow you to change your therapist completely for free. Also log into your account at any time and send a message to your therapist. And what people don't realize is that BetterHelp is actually more affordable than traditional therapy, and they do have financial aid available because BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Super kind, and they offered a really great discount code for you guys. So if you go to betterhelp.com/Carter, that's betterhelp.com/Carter, you get 10% off your first month, and you can join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with a licensed professional. Because once I started talking about going to therapy in a few vlogs last month, a lot of people really appreciated me speaking up about it. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. And let's go through my journal and see how January went. These are my 2022 goals. Since last time, I have added the little things here so I can check mark it off. And when I got my new job, I actually checked that off. So I did already accomplish one of my 2022 goals, which was to drop down to part-time at work. So that's super exciting, and that gets me just super motivated for February and the rest of the year. Here, for example, is somewhere that we're gonna go ahead and use pencil because it's not actually the end of the month yet. So it's kind of crazy that I started the month at 32,000 and 40,894, which will probably maybe get to 41,000 by the end of the month. You're like how many subscribers we've gained. I almost want to write like how many subscribers I've gained. That's insane. Absolutely wild. If you guys are new, if you're an oldie, if you're an OG, I appreciate you guys so much. I can't believe it. It's literally insane. Then my AdSense tracker, end of the month yet, but as of right now, I'm at 5,155, which that is pre-tax because I am in a tax treaty, so they do take out taxes before they pay me. I definitely think this might be one of my just highest months because I had a big month of growth. I'm not sure if every month will be like this, but I'm hoping maybe at least in the 3s or 4s every month. That would be really great, but definitely a big month, and I'm not kind of expecting this going forward. I mean, if it keeps happening, I'm obviously thankful for it, but I'm not going to expect it just because it was a high month. And then this was my highest AdSense day of the month, which was $610 on January 4th. I just like recording weird things like this. And then in terms of any brand collabs, how I signed any of these people, I'm working with BetterHelp on this video, and I did work with Neo again, and I'm working with Virtual again. And did I accomplish anything from the new list? I guess there's like some that are in the works, so I can maybe cross them off. Actually, I'll wait, but some of these are in the works, which is exciting, but this is a super fun page as well. And then January goals, go through them. So I did read 10 books, which was so fun. I have been doing a lot of self-care. I'm really proud of myself. We did have a social media detox weekend, the first weekend of the month, actually. We were at the cottage. Get kitchen plan done. We did the plan part. We haven't done the budget, so I guess I can cross that off. No buying mugs did great. No buying books did not do great, so we're gonna cross that off because I did indeed buy a lot of books. I did close my loops daily so far, so maybe I'll do that with the pencil. Try a new workout class. I'm going to cross that off even though it's not the end of the month because we're in a lockdown. The gyms are closed. We did not go for a family hike yet, but maybe we will this weekend, so I'm going to leave that. And then I have been really good about working out at least 3 times a week. I'm really proud of myself for finding motivation at home. I did save at least $1,000. I didn't do any unnecessary HomeSense trips. I had a bunch of gift cards, so I don't think that counts. Start saving for kitchen remodel. I didn't do that only because we're just still trying to figure out the budget. I did replace 2 items at home, which is exciting, and then spend less than $200 on yourself. Ugh, see, this is hard because like I have gift cards and stuff. Does that count? I think I did this actually. We can double check, but I'm pretty sure I did do that. We'll check when we do our budget. Post what you want on Instagram. I've definitely been doing a lot of this. Hit 35K on YouTube. Well, we hit 40, which is crazy. I did sign 2 to 3 new sponsors for February, and then I definitely did make at least 2,500 in AdSense and post more Life Lately vlogs. Yes. So overall, it was a really great month, but I don't want you guys to see this and think that like, wow, she has her shit together, because November and December were not the greatest months for me, to be honest, in terms of goal setting, and that's just life. So January was really good, but you never know what the future kind of holds in the next few months. So you don't want to like always ride the high of like, this was an amazing month and every month is going to be like this, you know? So I did start my February goals, or I just kind of wrote it and then I wrote my little quote for the month. But I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm these and then I'll share them with you guys after. Here are the goals. Also, how cute is this little pig section for Valentine's Day, you know? Goal, read 11 books, pushing myself by 1 book. I want to get the final budget for our kitchen. We have to go into IKEA first, and like basically you can't do the countertops on the kitchen planner online, so I have to go in and get a quote on that. So I want to get the final kitchen budget so we can start saving. No more books, no buying books. I don't need any. I bought like 15 this month. Yes, they were used, but still I don't need to buy any books. Home project this month is to do our lamp situation. You guys saw that in a vlog. I need to spray paint the lamp and get a lampshade, get my nails done. I haven't gotten them done because we've been in lockdown, but I hope we get out of lockdown. Well, the nail salon's open, I just don't see a point. But since I'm starting my new job and stuff, I want to get my nails done. Try a Pilates class if we get out of lockdown, subjective to Doug Ford. Trying 2 new Peloton classes. I want to try 2 different things, either like a walking class, a running class. They have a bunch of strength ones. I just want to try 2 new things. 30 Peloton rides, aka I want to ride my Peloton app daily. I have an Echelon, but I call it a Peloton. But then I realized it's like leap year, so it's gonna be like 28, but whatever, same thing. And I just want to push myself. I don't know if I'll vlog it, but I thought it'd be fun to push myself for the month. I want to move up my move goal and close my loops every day, and then I want to sign up for another half marathon because I put in my 2022 goals that I want to run, I think 5. So yeah. Financial goals. I want to save my whole AdSense paycheck again. I want to invest $100. I've been asked a lot about investing, and I just do it when I have like extra money as fun money. So maybe my part-time job paycheck, if I pick up any shifts, I can invest that. I want to make $3,000 in AdSense, and then I want to save $500 for our Disney trip. You guys know we do the gift card method. So we have about almost $1,000 in gift cards. So I just want to get a few more just to finish food off because there's no dining plans right now. And then social media, I want to hit 45,000 on YouTube, 9,500 on Instagram, post 2 to 3 bonus videos, and then attempt more weekly vlogs because I love watching weekly vlogs, but I get too impatient to upload them. Like I'm just so excited and then I cut them up. So those are my goals for February. Everyone's favorite part, the budget. The only issue with me filming these early is that once again, like I haven't even got my second paycheck at work yet, but it's fine. It is what it is. Let's pull up my every dollar and kind of see where we're at. This is my January every dollar. You guys haven't gotten like my second paycheck yet. I can't add this in. This will be like $150. I had to go in for some training yesterday. My AdSense was $5,500. And we'll allocate that in a second. Collaborations, I still haven't gotten paid for anything from December and January, which I was expecting. We did get an announcement that we're going to get a COVID bonus. It's $250, which is nice, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with that. So this is what we're doing with my AdSense. So I said I was saving all of my AdSense, and I technically am. I'm just splitting up how I'm saving it. So this month I am putting $2,500 into my RSP because I'm pretty sure I'm going to owe all my taxes just with YouTube and stuff, and putting money into RSP helps a lot with your taxes. So the deadline's coming up, so I'm going to throw some money in there, and then the other $3,000 will go into my rainy day savings. Yeah, see, I'm really bad at like filling all these out, to be quite honest, but it's just like the overall image that I like from every dollar. Small bills were $190 this month. That's like our phone bill, internet, hydro, all that stuff. Gas I haven't spent a lot of money on, but see, I'm like not in that phase of my life anymore where I'm like, okay, I still have $70, like I'm gonna change this to 30, you know what I mean? Like to me, I'm just like visualizing it and being like, oh, okay, I have some money left, but like I don't do the whole carryover into the next month. If you guys want to see that, there are really great YouTubers out there that like really do every dollar budget, but I like to use this as an overview. I'm really trying to be better about my mindset with money and not be like so intense with the budget, like just be a bit looser. So it's a good overview, way to reflect on a month. Car payments, car insurance. I did have to get an oil change and like a alignment of my tires, so that was $126. Coffee shops, it looks like it's a lot, but it's because we did an espresso order and I didn't know where else to put it. But I actually only went to the coffee shops twice this month because I got a bunch of Starbucks gift cards for Christmas. So when I've been going, I've been kind of going to Starbucks, so I'm not like spending actual money. Takeout, we haven't actually done a takeout meal yet, and if we have, Matt's been paying for it. We kind of take turns, so that's good. Groceries, we haven't spent a lot on. Once again, Matt and I are back to like taking turns. We don't really split things. I don't know. It's really, let me know if you guys are like this. Like if we go grocery shopping together, we'll split it. But if we go individually, we don't split it. Like I won't ask him for money because a lot of the time on the way home from work, one of us will just like go and grab a few things. Costco, we actually only spent $100 at, which is really good. That was my half. We spent $200 in total. Alcohol we did spend, but that's because we had a few friends over and stuff like that. Spending money, I was really good this month, you guys. I'm really proud of myself. This is all I spent this month on myself. Barn and riding, I actually need to change that to $250 because I had to get Salem a new winter blanket. And yeah, but overall it was a really good month. Nothing crazy happened. My COVID appreciation bonus though, I don't get that paid until next week, but I'm actually going to use that to get myself a nice winter jacket because I don't own one. I have a $40 Marshalls jacket and I need to get a nice jacket. So I'm going to treat myself to a super puff, which I never got the hype about, but I tried one on and it was the warmest thing in the world. So I'm going to get myself a super puff with the bonus because I would never just like buy myself a $200 jacket. So that's super exciting. Now we're on to my money hub, which I always have linked down below for you guys. I love this spot so much. I did change some stuff up though. So I changed this. This used to be, I can show you guys my savings contributions, but because I have just like a lot I'm waiting on for brand deals right now, it was getting to be too big. So, which I'm so grateful for, of course, but I just wanted to change it to be a little smaller. So I actually made it upcoming large purchases, which is a great way to just kind of like at a glance, if I'm like, okay, I have extra money, do I need it to put it anywhere? I could be like, oh yeah, my property taxes. And then I have some notes, and I think it's just like a good way to have this there when I need it. I got a lot of questions about my mortgage. It's $800. It's not $400. I think a lot of people thought I paid $400 in my mortgage, but it's $400 every 2 weeks, and that's my half. So our mortgage is around $1,600. And yeah, so for monthly income so far, I can put $5,500 because I got my AdSense. This is just my YouTube income, not my 9 to 5. What else? I think that's it. And then my savings, I personally like to put a lot of smaller goal amounts for savings instead of one lofty one. Like instead of putting $10,000 and being like, oh my god, I have so much money to save, I like to do it in like increments of smaller amounts because it's like less daunting in my opinion. So I am going to update this. So this is at $4,000, which is super exciting, and $1,000 left to save, and then this chunk is done, and then I can move on to the next 5,000. It just like really helps me visualize it. Short-term savings, I do have $500 in there now. That is for any home stuff, not our kitchen. Obviously it's gonna be more than 500, but just any home stuff that comes up. Vacation fund is still on hold until we figure out if we're going, but I do have a spot over here that has kind of all of our budget, and then I have a gift card tracker with like amounts and stuff like that. And then down here I can change this. So my contribution this month was $3,000. So my end of month balance is $4,000. I just like to have it in different places. I don't know. I'm so silly. I love it. And yeah. And then I have my paycheck plans. And then this is my spending plan, which I haven't updated a lot. I don't update this. I'm still kind of getting to the hang of this, but I'll do that after. And yeah, that's all for my money hub. So let's go back to every dollar and then let's do February. So once again, I just kind of use every dollar as like an overview. I don't budget down to the dollar. So the issue we're going to run into is I don't, know how much my new job is going to be. I can also take out this bonus. Let me just like even things out because I get really, really stressed out when things are like over budget. Let's go through and see what we can take out. Car maintenance, that can come out. That can come out. Okay, so yeah, I don't really know how much my new job is going to pay, but that'll only take effect about halfway into the month. So I'm going to leave it because like I said, I am making more at this job, even though I'm working a bit less hours. So it should come out to be around the same amount, to be honest. And yeah, but let's put it to 1,400 just to like be safe maybe. And then, okay. So part-time, I haven't picked up any shifts yet. I do know so far my AdSense will be, let's see. So far, my AdSense will be probably at least 4,000, and that's with like a week left in this and then taxes. So we're gonna put 4,000 here for now, just to get an idea, of course, and put that into my savings. And then I will update this. I did change it because of the feedback I got from you guys. So instead of having every brand deal, like brand deal number 1, listed out individually, I'm gonna just do it as a whole. And then hopefully next month when I film my March reset, there's actually some brand deals I've received, so I can put those in and show you guys, but I'm just waiting on a lot. What else is going on in February? Somebody came by to get something off Facebook Marketplace, so I don't even remember where I was. But yeah, Costco, coffee shops has been adjusted. Takeout, I might put that up because I feel like maybe we'll go out to dinner if they open things up. Groceries I'm going to put to 200. Actually, groceries I'm going to put to 150 because Matt and I have just been like splitting it and whatnot. And alcohol, I can put to 40. Okay, I am going to add my mom's birthday here. I'm going to put 150 because I want to take her out on like a date day and like, you know, take her for coffee and like get her whatever she wants. So I'm going to, hello Stella, budget $150 for that, and then if I don't spend it, I don't spend it. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is coming up in February. What else is coming? Oh, my nails. I'll put my nails in actually as like a separate thing. We'll put self-care as a category and we'll put 50. Yeah, I think that's like a good, maybe I'll put 60. And then that gives me a little wiggle room, and then I probably will pick up I probably will pick up shifts at my part-time job in February. We'll see. I just kind of took a hiatus for January. But yeah, that's my budget for the month. Pretty straightforward, and I actually remembered to put specific events in this month, so that's great. I actually made the decision that I'm not going to include planning in these videos anymore, which is probably pretty obvious because I haven't included it in the last few months, just because I don't like plan much. Honestly, my work schedule is just in my calendar, and yeah, I also haven't gotten into a good routine yet with grad school, so I feel like maybe when I get into a good routine, I'll film like a whole video on it, but there's just like no use keeping the planning portion in this because I don't like use my planner for that. I use my planner for just like daily to-dos, and then also just my Google Calendar. I can show you my Google Calendar though because I recently just changed the color palette on it and I'm obsessed with it, so I'll give you guys a sneak peek. But I'm gonna film a whole video on my Google Calendar tips and tricks, I think, in February, so be on the lookout for that. But little sneak peek, I did change the colors and I'm so excited. I just kind of wanted it to be like a color palette since I don't correlate my planner with my Google Calendar anymore because I just use it for to-dos. But look, you guys, at this color palette. Oh my goodness, I am obsessed with it. I can share the hex codes with you guys if you're curious, but I love it. And yeah, once I get into a better routine, I think with grad school and stuff, and figure out what I want to do, then I will add this maybe back in or do a separate video. Let me know if you guys want to see a whole video on my Google Calendar setup because I would love to film that for you guys. I read a lot of books this month. I read a lot of like physical books this month too. So as usual, I'll go through my books, give it a rating, and then we can talk about it, and I'll give you guys like a little one page, I was gonna say, one sentence, like brief synopsis on the book. I know, you guys are gonna be like, Carter, how have you not read this earlier? And I put off reading this because I knew it would shatter me. I'm not an emotional person. I don't cry at books, but you guys know I'm a huge history buff. I love historical drama, historical romance. Like, it's why I like Bridgerton so much. This book, I just don't have words for it. Like, can I give a book 10 stars? Because if I can, this book deserves 10 stars. It was so amazing, but I gave it 5 stars easily. It was absolutely captivating. Like, I just don't have any words. It is so worth the hype. You guys know I don't usually like overhyped books, or I don't usually like hyped books because I find them overhyped, like just a lot of TikTok, book talk books in my opinion. But once again, of course, books are very like subjective to personal opinion. This was so worth the hype. So we have this Hollywood icon, her name is Evelyn Hugo, and she basically is telling her glamorous and scandalous life to this reporter named Monique. And basically the parts of the book are divided up into her husbands. She obviously has 7 of them. And it's just all about like forbidden love, friendship, ambition, like getting through Hollywood in like the 50s, and just absolutely mesmerizing. 10 on 10, you have to read this. Okay, next was People We Meet on Vacation. I liked it. I thought it was cute. Let me know if you liked Beach Read or People We Meet on Vacation more, because I haven't read Beach Read yet, but I have it. I gave this 4 stars. I thought it was really sweet. I thought it was like a little predictable, to be honest, but it was really a cute read. And it's based two best friends, 10 summer trips, one last chance to fall in love. That's like all I'm gonna say, but I thought it was really cute. Definitely a summer read. Like maybe save this for like the summer when you're laying on the beach, but it was really cute. Next was a Kindle book, and it was Balance by Lucia Franco. I give this 4.5 stars. This was, the spice in this was freaking unreal, you guys. That was such a good book. I put it off because I wasn't sure if I would like it, to be honest. It's basically about like an elite gymnast who has an affair with her older coach, so it's like very taboo. If you're not into that stuff, don't read it. Bit Teacher Rachel, which is like one of my go-tos, I'll put her Instagram here for like Kindle Unlimited spicy reads. She literally said that this is the book she was reading when she got pregnant, so I was like, oh, this must be spicy. It was so spicy, very taboo, but like amazing. The banter, the spice, everything about it was amazing. Okay, My Darling Husband by Kimberly Bell was the next book I read. I gave this 3 stars. She writes Dear Wife and The Marriage Lie, which are 2 of my favorite thrillers, but this book just didn't hit for me. I thought it was really predictable. It's basically just about this mom and her kids, and her husband are going through like a rough time, and a masked invader is in her house, and it's told from the POV of her, the masked invader, and the husband. And I wasn't a fan of the masked like home invader plot, to be honest. It just wasn't for me. Next was The Wife Who Knew Too Much. I didn't go into this with like super high expectations because I've never read any of Michelle Campbell's books. 5 stars. One of my favorite thrillers of all time. I loved it. It was so good. It basically is just about, I'll read to the back actually because it's pretty short. It says, meet the first Mrs. Ford, beautiful, accomplished, married to a younger man, now dead. Meet the second Mrs. Ford, waitress, small town girl, married a man she never forgot from a summer romance 10 years before. Who was Connor Ford? 2 women loved him and knew him as only wives can. A decadent summer thriller about the lives of those who will do anything for love and money. Who is the victim and who is the villain and who is the next to die. Such a unique plot for a suburban thriller. Like, highly recommend. I don't want to give too much away, but it was so good. So good. Okay, the next book I read was First Date by Sue Watson, and this was okay. I think I gave this one stars too. It was a unique plot. It was basically about a girl who meets a guy off of like a dating app, and it's just all about like dark obsession and like internet dating. It was okay. I would recommend people read it. It's just like, it's not like a 5-star read, you know what I mean? Next was Priest by Sierra Simone. Once again, I've been putting off reading this because Sierra Simone is one of my favorite authors. This book was like spicy, forbidden, taboo, Catholic church. Like, oh my gosh, this was one of the spiciest books I've ever read. About this priest named Tyler, Father Bell, and he's basically just this hot young priest, and then this girl named Poppy, and she's trying to like run away from her past life, and he basically like, breaks his vow of celibacy, and you know, it's like very scandalous. It's a very good book. Highly recommend. Next, y'all are gonna be like, Carter, what took you so long to read this? I know, it's because once again, it's like 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Like I just knew once I read it, I'd want to read it again for the first time. I think she does thriller better than romance, in my opinion. Like, I think she writes thriller so much better than romance. This book, 5 stars, easily. Let me know down below if you're team manuscript or letter. I'm team manuscript 100%. Let's talk about it. I feel like the back of the book doesn't give it justice because every time I read the description, I didn't really want to read it, to be honest. But I'm gonna let you guys just read it because I don't want to like go through detail, but it's so good. It's like one of the best thrillers I've ever read. It is Unconditional by QB Tyler. 5-star read. Once again, was putting it off because I knew it was going to be amazing. So I was really into like the forbidden taboo spice this month. Basically, it's about a girl named Maddie who, when she was like really young, she lost both of her parents to like a murder-suicide, and then she was like left an orphan, and this like cop who was like at the scene of the crime took her in. And then flash forward to like when they've grown up, they have like feelings for each other. It's obviously very spicy and forbidden because he's like her guardian. It was so good. It was so good, you guys. It was so spicy and forbidden. It was so good. And then the most recent book I read was The White Coat Diaries, which is by Maddie Sinna. It was super cute. It was kind of like a little Grey's Anatomy drama read. I picked this up at like Marshall's for $5. Basically, it's about this young doctor's struggle to survive residency, love, and life. It's just like an episode of Grey's Anatomy. It is very heavy in medical terminology though, so I'm sure you could read it if you don't have like medical experience, but it is pretty heavy on medical terminology. I thought it was cute. Quick read. I read it like in a Saturday. 3.5 stars. It wasn't like amazing. It didn't really have like a section. Like, it's not a thriller. It's not a romance. It's just like I know this girl's like day-to-day life. So yeah, it was like a cute little lovable medical fiction, very much like Grey's Anatomy vibes. All the books that I read this month. Let me know what your favorite book was that you read this month. Alrighty guys, that about wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below what your favorite read was of the month or one of your biggest accomplishments of the month. I love chatting in the comments just about how our month went in general and like what we're looking forward to in February. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you guys are new here, I hope you would consider subscribing. I upload one of these every month, and I also upload 3 times a week: finance, productivity, lifestyle, life in your 20s, relatable content, and I would love it if you stuck around and joined our little community. Don't forget to give this a big thumbs up if you haven't. It helps out my channel so much. It lets YouTube know that you enjoyed this video, and I'll chat with you guys in my reset next month. Bye!